1917 is written and directed by Sam Mendes and stars some kind of like not as memorable actors, but we got George McKay, Dean Charles Chapman, Benedict Cumberbatch, Mark Strong, Richard Madden from Game of Thrones, and Colin Firth. And this tale, it's set in World War I, where it's dealing with more of like basically a personal story where these two soldiers that are working for the British Army, or I don't know what they're called back then, but
they work for the
English Army, and they're having to deliver a message to one of the commanding officers that's in one of the other battalions or whatever
that's behind enemy lines. Yeah.
And they have to deliver a message to the commanding officer
within 24 hours.
Within 24 hours to stop a conflict from happening, because the Germans are basically expecting them to counterattack.
Yeah, they're basically they have to get to this battalion because they're planning on attack. But what they don't know, that the guys at the beginning of the film find out, is that the Germans are expecting it, and they're going to counterattack them and kind of lure them into a trap.
Yeah, and it basically deals with also one of the main characters has to also deliver a message to find his brother, because it becomes a personal story for one of our main characters.
Yeah.
Now, here's a little backstory. Now, this movie was directed by Sam Mendes, who I've actually got to admire as one of my favorite filmmakers in Hollywood.
Underrated.
He's definitely...
he doesn't do very much, but when this guy fucking makes some great makes some movies, there's some of the fucking, greatest films. Like, example, American Beauty is easily in my top 50 favorite films of all time.
Yeah.
And I love Jarhead. He did excellent with that movie.
Skyfall.
Inspector. Skyfall, definitely. Yeah.
And I have a really great love for one of his more underrated films, which was Road to Perdition, 2002. So the guy has made really great movies. It's just that he takes a long time with having to make another one. Kind of like what Christopher Nolan does, where he'll make one every like 3 or 4 years or something.
Yeah, but we get with Sam Mendes, we get a lot longer.
Yeah.
Like, we can get up to 6-7 years out of a movie from him.
Yeah, and so with this movie coming out, and apparently also we wanted to bring this up. This was also partially based on a true life event where Sam Mendes' his grandfather, Alfred Mendes, was actually in the war, and so this movie is partially based on a story that was told to him about his time in the war.
Yeah.
So this movie got me really curious in the trailers, because I'm glad to see that within the last few years we've been getting different takes on like war movies and stuff. Yeah. And very rarely besides, well, not counting this because it's a different movie, besides Wonder Woman, this is the first like mainstream movie that I think that's been released
that's
World War I focused.
Yeah, because it's always World War II.
Yeah.
And I was really hyped for it too, because from the trailers with the whole one camera take, which I'll get in my pros on that, but something about like the way that the cameras were moving, something like I don't know what it was, but it was something that was grabbing me in the trailers, and I just knew I had to see this film. And at first, when I first seen the trailers, I was kind of worried it was going to be like, standard war films. Like, we got one called Midway that came out this year. I was just hoping it wasn't going to be anything like that. But then when I started hearing reviews on it, hearing that it was up there with Saving Private Ryan, I was like, all right, I know I got to fucking see this movie right now.
Yeah.
And, but anyways, upon seeing this film, I will say that this movie was fucking amazing.
It was.
Oh my god, this war movie. I would say probably the best war film I've seen since Hacksaw Ridge, and Fury's another good one, and Saving Private Ryan,
and probably American Sniper.
American Sniper. That ain't really.
But as far as straight on war movies, I'd say this is probably definitely up there since the best one I've seen since Hacksaw Ridge. Even though I do enjoy Dunkirk, but as far as on a different level, this one I felt like topped it in so many great ways. Yeah. And to get my pros out of the way, like, I gotta admit, like the main guys that they got to play in this, I'm not really too familiar with them, but they were really great. Because really, the trailers kind of promote like some of the bigger names like Colin Firth and Mark Strong and Benedict Cumberbatch and all them, but they're really more of like just regular small appearances.
Yeah, they're actually cameos. Cameos. They play like big parts, but they're cameos.
Yeah,
and we focus on two actors who really have not done much. I've never seen anything.
I've really seen much of them in anything else. So these guys, they really carry this fucking movie. Like, they were really outstanding.
I appreciate that for what Sam Mendes did with that, because and he made this film not too Hollywoodish.
Yeah,
he made it as realistic as possible. So he went and found two guys who can carry a movie, and they carry it to fucking perfection. You almost think that, Jesus, these guys got to have fucking a great filmography.
Yeah.
And you find out they've never done shit, and you're like, holy hell, they were so fucking good.
They've done in movies that we probably haven't really seen much of. Because one of the actors was also in a movie that came on Netflix called The King. But I haven't seen that one. But anyway, yeah, you're saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The guys that are not as like well mainstream in Hollywood, it's great that they got these kind of guys and they pulled their fucking A game. Like they're really great in this.
Could you imagine being that low grade of an actor running a fucking one shot movie that you have to get right the first time?
Yeah,
and you're gonna have run-ins with some of the best actors in Hollywood, playing small parts. That's a cool fucking twist right there. So I appreciate that. And long and behold, Benedict Cumberbatch, Colin Firth, all of them were fucking great whenever they came on screen.
Yeah, and one of my biggest appreciations I love the most with this is this goes into our directing, like Sam Mendes' filmmaking. Well, I looked into it. It wasn't really shot in one take, but he edited together where there were multiple takes edited to where it's essentially one long take the entire film. Yeah. Except for, well, we're not going to spoil anything, but you can tell that it was kind of edited together because there's a point where it kind of like cuts. I would say in quotation, kind of cuts there in one part, and then it just continues.
Yeah, but I get what you're saying because I saw that too. What's really cool is you get a chapter 1 and a chapter 2. Yeah. The whole half of the movie is literally one long take. This movie does not fucking stop. It is just move. Yeah, and you see the cameras just going like this all over shit, and then fucking shots fired, and them falling down holes and cameras falling with them. Yeah. I mean, this movie just moves like that, and then there's like this something happens, not gonna spoil, and then basically it's like a wake up. Yeah, it's still there, but then it wakes up, and then it continues, and that was like the second half of the fucking movie. Yeah, it doesn't stop to the fucking end.
It's basically how they would describe as an intermission. You know how you have breaks between scenes. Yeah. So it's kind of like that, where it was like,
hell, you might need it because fuck, it's a fast-paced fucking movie.
It is.
Yeah. While slow, it is fast. And I will say that the way that this one shot, it's like finding a gem in a fucking a gold fucking diamond or gold fucking bar in the middle of a fucking cornfield. I mean, the way that they are able to capture and edit it so perfectly. I mean, it's almost like you're brought into the movie and you're the third soldier following them. Yeah. I loved how Sam Mendes did that.
Absolutely. And one of my other
you could arguably... It's World War I. You didn't have fucking video cameras, or else it'd been kind of cool to say that you could have been the video camera guy following them. Basically. But they didn't have that during World War I. But still, it brings you as the audience like you're a part of the war.
You're immersed into this world, and that really captures it so outstanding.
I don't think I've seen a war movie do that damn good. I don't even think I've seen it ever in a war movie.
No, I don't think I've ever seen that either.
So, good job, Sam Mendes. You captured that shit, and that's something original that I fucking give you, a thumbs up on.
Yeah, and one of my other biggest praises I have the most is the way that the movie presents us in this really gritty atmosphere. Oh yeah, where you're seeing fucking bodies like on the ground
decayed. And the bodies look fucking real in detail. Like the part where he's like almost drowning in this water. People who have died and drowned, they end up bloating up. Yeah. And Sam Mendes did his science behind this movie.
He did.
And it looked like real fucking dead bodies. And I'll tell you right now, some of the stuff is very shocking because you see also dead animals everywhere. It's like, holy fuck.
And that's another thing, too. and they use this term in some cases, but the movie actually did subvert expectations when it gets to its second half, because there's something that happens that I got fucking thrown off guard with when it happened. I was like, what? Yeah, but we're not going to spoil that. But let's just say that it basically switches gears on in a loose sense.
But yeah, the story, oh man, the plot, the story, I like how this was a personal story, and I enjoyed that.
Yeah, and it gets very emotional.
It gets emotional, but it's also shows this person have a goal to get, you know, and nothing is stopping him. And this motherfucker goes through hell and back.
Absolutely.
Oh my God, there's so much fucking shit going on. This son of a bitch at the end of the movie, you know he's gonna suffer trauma the rest of his life.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I will say another pro I have is the score. I will say up there with American Beauty. This Thomas Newman guy, he is something else, man. I wish I could hear more of his shit.
Yeah, he's done.
And I'm definitely gonna download the soundtrack because this fucking score fits the mood really well in this movie. It's haunting. It's you get a sense of unease. And another thing I'd like to praise is like the part throughout the story when you're following your guys, you don't know what to expect because there's some shit that made me fucking jump.
Yeah.
And I will tell you right now, I don't like that in ghost movies because they make it so obvious. But this movie, they did it fucking good.
It builds so much tension up that I got it. Like it just comes out of nowhere.
Like you're talking about like scenes like where like you think it's settled and everything's cool, and then boom, you're like, oh shit. Yeah. Like you feel like you're in the fucking war and an explosion went off. You're like, God damn. And it just made me fucking jump.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah. But I could see the similarities with Saving Private Ryan with this film, too.
It does. Well, it also shares certain themes with that as far as the whole...
Get to the brother.
Well, I mean, something that relates to brothers. It's kind of a theme in that movie. But the difference in that one was
going through enemy lines,
things like that.
To get to the person.
It definitely is a great like companion piece to Saving Private Ryan in that regard. But one of my other, like you were saying with that score, man, like it haunts you in so many ways because you'll have like quiet scenes and then it just slowly builds up on you like a snake, basically.
And some of the score kind of remind me of Nolan's.
Yeah, some of it did sound like Hans Zimmer.
That one that reminded me of Dark Knight.
Yeah, we're going through the tunnels. We're going through the mines.
Yeah, with Joker.
Yeah.
It reminded me of that. But yeah, I will say that I was pleasantly fucking blown away. Like I was so glued to this story, and it paid off in the end very well.
Absolutely. And you know, this is one of those war films I think is going to go down as definitely as a masterpiece. And I hope. I mean, I'm already seeing that it's been up for some awards contenders. The two things I really hope that they get nominated for is best editing, best editing. Well, three nominations: best film editing, best score, and best director. Those nominations, I hope one of those win. Yeah, because those three alone, they fucking like enhance the movie to a whole new level.
Exactly. So with that being said, I do highly recommend people go see this. I was so surprised and I'm so glad to see that we were in a packed theater for this. That shows that everybody is really interested in this movie and the storytelling. So with that being said, I'm going to give this film a phenomenal grade in Film Freaks meter. I think I'm going to find this in the top 10.
Absolutely, I'm going to agree with you. It's definitely going to be in my top 10 too. I'm going to give this a phenomenal grade in the Film Freaks meter as well. And for those of you who have also seen 1917, let us know in the comments below of what you thought about it. And if you like what you see here, you can feel free to like and subscribe to our channel. And we'll check out some of the reviews here and our website at filmfreaks.com. And we'll be seeing you in our next review. We'll see you later.
Later.